Hey everybody, welcome to another pick a card reading. So today's video, what I'm doing today is for a health video essentially, because I was like, you know what, that's a really important topic, and I was like, let's go ahead and dive into what are the spiritual messages for your health and well-being. And so even though this is obviously a spiritual reading, keep that in mind, this is a spiritual reading, but this is just advice for all levels of health, of just what my guide and spirit team, what they tell me, essentially, like, where do you need to focus on more, for your betterment and your well-being and for your health. So, and that's going to be for all levels. It's when I did the meditation for this, I asked for physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, just like whatever was like the clearest message for that. And I have 5 piles today. Instead of doing my I'm not doing my intuitive narratives for these. What I decided instead, because it's the weekend when I'm recording this, and I'm having to do a lot of cleaning today, so I was like, I'm going to do especially since it's health, we're going to do a summer cleaning aesthetic. And so I did quick, so intuitively, like after I did each, like when I was doing each pile, I also intuitively had asked for what is like the most like corresponding like cleaning supplies or method, what's like that corresponding to each pile. And so I drew like really quick little things. Also, I feel like I got trolled a little bit with some of these cards because they were just supposed to be quick little doodles, and they are all quick little doodles, but some of them were like, I was like, really? I have to draw this? Cool. But like I said, this is gonna be, I will show you an overview too. I just kind of like overview so you can get a close-up of everything. And we'll go over that. I do have a couple things that I want to kind of just share before we like really jump into everything. But there are timestamps below if you want to like skip this bit and you're like, I'm just here for the reading. That's fine. My boy, Tristan, oh good boy, he's sleeping in his chair right now. But he decided I had to replace, I got some new cards, I got some new tarot decks, but also too, he got into some, and by some I mean all of my tarot cards. Thankfully, it's, again, like I said, because I've talked about this in my my mermaid interview deck video that I did, deck interview, that video. I had talked about the one time Tristan has eaten my cards and how it was basically like an omen. It kind of happened again. I'm like, please stop sending me omens in this way. Tarot cards are expensive. But like, it was interesting. So like, some of my cards are like kind of scuffed a little bit. Like in some of the corners, yeah, you can kind of see what they look like. Like some of the corners are a little bit scuffed. He got into, and this is why it's like, again, another weird omen, because he got my Angelarium deck, my complete collection deck, and he also got my Rider-Waite tarot, which are destroyed completely. But these he had gotten out. He chewed the entire. I'm so happy. These are my newest set. He chewed the entire box, but somehow just didn't chew any of the cards. Like I said, some of them were scuffed a little bit, but didn't chew any of these cards. Also, didn't chew any of these. Like some of them are like scuffed. Like I said, you can kind of see with the light. You can kind of see the corner here has a little bit some teeth marks, but like are doable. But then the Rider-Waite tarot had a lot of chew marks, but he ate one card. Again, one card in specifically, which is the Ace of Pentacles. I won't go into detail. If you're a reader, you can kind of get a guess of what's going on in my life. But it's positive things. It was not a positive day when that happened, mind you, but it's positive overall. I'm just mad that happened that way. But I did get some new cards to kind of, I haven't replaced the Rider-Waite tarot deck yet, which I really, really want to, really, really need to. But in the meantime, while I'm figuring out which one I want to replace it with, I'm thinking about the Modern Witch tarot, but I haven't gotten that yet. But instead, I have these nice, beautiful kawaii deck cards that I had gotten. Let me move some stuff. But yeah, so I got this new deck, which is super fun. At some point, I think I might do a deck interview with this deck, just so I can talk about what happened when I got these cards, because the second I opened them and I was shuffling them, something very strange happened. That I went, that's ironic. So if you watch any of my like casual chat videos, we'll talk about this. And then I also have these nice, wonderful, beautiful tea leaf oracle cards that I got that are like, there's 200 of these, like there's a whole bunch of these. and I love them a lot. Like, I really, really love them. Both of these are going to be in these readings, but yeah, this is the Tea Leaf Fortune cards that I just love them. They're just so fantastic. I'm still learning how to read them properly, but I haven't had too much. There's a couple of cards that kind of give me a little bit of pause and hang up on them, but overall, I mean, intuitively, they're very easy. I mean, I haven't had any trouble besides just, like I said, a couple of, like, weird hang-ups that kind of were conflicting just slightly with myself. Not with the reading, but just with me. But other than that, like, there's 200 of these, and they're fantastic. But anyway, we will dive into the actual cards. I have 3. Some of these piles have more than one, but I try to do one of each. So there are 6 cards, essentially, or a minimum of 6 in each pile. And we do have the we're using all my decks essentially for this pile, or for this reading. So I will show you guys the little cleaning corresponding pictures that I've done for each pile. So go ahead and we'll go ahead and we'll look at each of these, and I will dive back into each of these piles, because I took a bit of a break after I shuffled everything, so now we're back to it. But pile number 1, we have the scrubbing brush, which, don't laugh at my drawings, please. Like I said, these are just like really tiny little drawings, but we have the, here we go, scrubbing brush for pile number 1. And pile number 2, we have bubbles. Bubbles for pile number 2. Pile number 3, we have washboard. Yes, they told me washboard, so okay. Yeah, some of these I was like, alright, cool. I was wanting simple things when they gave me this crap. Pile number 4 is gloves. We got gloves for pile number 4. And then pile number 5, we have strong-arming it. We just have labor, just physical labor for pile number 5. So I will give you an overview of all of the piles and go ahead and take a minute to focus on the piles, whichever of the images, or, if you want to choose by just the images that I picked, or if you just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one of those just sticks out to you, or if the timestamps in the description box below resonate with you, then that's your pile, and I will meet you at your piles. Also, for anybody that's wondering, this does say, this is a shirt that my mom gave me, and I love it to death, and just says, don't worry about it, for gender, so, represent. Hey, pile number 1. I really never know where to put my camera. I was thinking about it today, investing in a little phone stand, like in an adjustable phone stand, so we'll have a different angle at some point. But if you chose the scrubbing brush, there we go, if you chose the scrubbing brush, this is your pile. So let's go ahead and look at your cards that we have here. And we're going to look at everything all at once, and then I'll tell you, I'll go over everything, whatever pops out to me first, and then we'll go from there. So what is your health message today? Let's find out. We have the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups reverse, oh my, the Eight of Swords reverse, and then your Angelarium card we'll do after this is this one. This was a double card, but we have Javurith. At some point, I'm going to get these names correct, but it's not going to be today. But we have the Emanation of Severity, and I will show you all these cards, and we'll go over this. So we have him. And then we also have Secrets, oh boy, for Oracle cards. And then we have Wall, Misunderstandings. Oh, okay. This is kind of, okay, tuning back into this energy. I'm kind of seeing this now. And I meant to go over... Oh, okay. And I meant to go over Scrubbing Brush with it, because I was going to say what I feel intuitively with this. But strangely, it wasn't until after I've had all these cards out that I remembered that. But with Scrubbing Brush, what I get is basically just doing something like repetitive. And kind of like just doing something like constantly, and then back and forth, is kind of what I'm getting with this. And it's kind of showcased here and I'm kind of seeing, I believe, like, from what I'm getting, just right off the bat, what's sticking out to me is really just, there's a focus on, and so too, yeah, scrubbing brush. It's like repetitive motion, and then with the emanation of severity, it's kind of like, it's like stress that's kind of built up from a situation that's going on. And so this is really just talking about, this is basically focusing on mental and emotional health is what I'm getting from this. But I will show you your cards. So we have, so like I said, we have the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups reversed. We have the Eight of Swords reversed with the Mermaid deck tarot. And then we have Secrets, and I'll show you we'll go over that one next. But Secrets, and then your Tea Leaf Oracle card is Wall, or Misunderstandings. So, if it'll focus, but... but yeah, then we have, like I said, Jevereth? Something like that. But the Emanation of Severity, and I will read the back of this. So, and there's two of these in this deck, mind you. But this is the version that we got for this. Left hand of Evan Soif, to strike out and cleave the barrier between all things. There can be no peace without strife. Yeah, like I said, there's, like, especially too with the whole, to strike out and cleave the barrier between all things. I think that's really what's showcased here, is what's really, there's a big need to just release tensions from, okay, like, what I'm getting with this, like I said, Eight of Swords, you need to release this mental anguish that's going on in your mind at the moment. I have two, this is very significant because with this, I have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups reversed. Now, the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, these are basically partners. I mean, these are partner cards. They are divine partners, essentially, with this. Essentially, you got both cup court cards of these, and so what this is saying, take what resonates. This could be, you are represented by the Queen of Cups, obviously, because no gender here. This is just, no gender is being applied here. I'm just saying you're representative of the Queen of Cups energy is who you are, and the King of Cups is what I'm being told is either a single person, if that resonates with you, or multiple people that are currently around you. But what I'm getting from this, for most of you, because of, like I said, divine partnership that's going on here, this is representing of one person. There's one person in particular. If there's more than one person, like I said, there's one, like, if there's, like, multiple people, there's one person that's, like, keeps sticking out in your mind. You're like, I'm dealing with a lot of people, but this one person kind of plays more of a part than the others. And what I'm getting is that there is, like I said, I feel like there's, like, this back and forth energy that is stressing you out. Like, there's something, like, I think, and it's a lot of unknowns. Like, I feel like, oddly, I feel like for some of you, you might not even be talking to this person. And that might be causing some confusion and might be causing some stress just because, like I said, there are secrets and misunderstandings. And what kind of I get from that is just a lack of communication or very poor communication is what I'm getting told with this. And it's causing a lot of internal stress. And basically, I just see you busying yourself, like I said, with the scrubbing brush. I see you busying yourself with, like, daily tasks. Like, I feel like your current daily routine is, like, initially it was a good, like whether you did this intentionally or not, you kind of just went into, like, a daily routine mode of, like, I'm doing this, 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 and this, and then every day you essentially do those, like, 3 or 4 things to kind of distract yourself from the situation. But what I'm being told, essentially, for the betterment of your health, is that you need to do something else. Like, you need to change your daily routine up. Like I said, this is a very mentally focused. Like, there's some emotions that are going on here, but it's very mentally focused. And what I'm being told here is, like I said, the Queen of Cups, this is a message to, you need to add more, like, just, you really need to take some more self-care and some more joy and love in your daily routine. Like, do something, like, I'm being told and feeling like your daily routine is too clinical, in a sense, like, too logical. Like, it's too, like, responsibility task, mindless. Like, even if it's something that you're like, oh, well, I mean, it's not like I don't enjoy this, but you need to pick something or do something that you fully enjoy. Like, I feel like, even, like, maybe something creative, in a sense, for some of you, like, really just, like, especially with this, for this particular Queen of Cups, she is playing a guitar. So if you are musically inclined, basically do something that's very passionate for you. Just really take some time for yourself to do something very passionately, because it's going to pull you out of this basically just stuck in your head energy of like, and this is the thing too. This is like a good thing, because like this is saying, you know, to pull yourself out, and you will, you know, like, and that's the thing. Even if you didn't do this, you would eventually pull yourselves out, but it's going to be very brutal if you don't take the time to change your routine up. It's very important. Just be spontaneous too, is what I'm being told. Be very spontaneous with what you're doing. Just like I said, just like suddenly that day you're like, I'm gonna draw, or suddenly this day you're like, I'm gonna watch this movie randomly, or I'm gonna go, which I know we're kind of quarantined, so you can't really like, I'm gonna go to the library, but I mean like just something like, I'm gonna stop and get fast food, like just like whatever your routine usually is. Like if you get a thought in your mind that's like, I kind of want to do this, or I kind of want to eat this, or like just kind of like something that's different from what you've been doing, go with that, because you need to kind of come out of because if the physical tasks that you're doing right now, if you do something different, it's going to, just by proxy, it's going to change your mindset, because your mind is like, since it's like used to these three or four things, like A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, if you go A, B, F, C, D, then it's like, it's going to change your viewpoint and change your mind a little bit, and kind of basically give you like a breath of fresh air. Because really right now, whatever situation's going on with this person, with the King of Cups, this is something that's really bogging you down. And for some of you, because right now you're perceiving this person as the King of Cups reverse, and this is somebody that's, like I said, not giving you a lot of emotional support. Like, they're not really supporting you, and I feel like this too, like, and I don't mean this like they aren't, I feel like you feel like they aren't. That's what I'm getting with this. Like, I don't actually think your person means anything negative to you. That's not what I'm getting. Like, I feel like your person is actually the King of Cups. Like, this is your person. But you're currently perceiving them as the King of Cups reverse, which is basically like, you know, kind of immature, you know, kind of like, just kind of away. Like, instead of being like that emotional rock for you, they're just kind of just gone, is what I'm getting the sense from. Especially with secrets and misunderstandings. Like, I feel like their absence from your life, or maybe the dynamic that you guys are used to having has shifted. And because of that, it's kind of thrown you in this weird mix of like, waiting game, or what's going on, and you've been stuck in that energy. And especially, and especially too, like I said, just, you need to strike out and cleave the barrier between all things. There can be no peace without strife. And it's like, this, and just know that, and that's, like, there can be no peace without strife. Just know that this is just one of those, like, those cycles of things. Like, even though it's like, okay, right now it feels bad, it's not going to stay that way. It's going to circle back around, and everything's going to just kind of ease itself together. Like, I don't feel like the situation is really needing any clear indications of like, we need to do this, we need to change this, we need to change this. The only thing I'm being told, at least from this spread, this is again a health spread, so this is really focusing on you, not so much on the relationship, but just from what I'm inferring from this, it's really just a focus on you, and just a focus on how you're perceiving not just the situation, but just things in general because of the situation. So really, like I said, be spontaneous. Like, really just take some time to just, like, you know what, I'm just gonna, like, do nothing but listen to some music. Like, I'm just gonna do nothing but, you know, like, just do something fun for you that you know is fun. Like, don't just do something mindless of, like, I'm just going to, like, if you watch Netflix a lot and you just do that constantly, stop doing that. I'm not saying stop it forever, but just maybe, like, the next day go, nope, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to, like, even if it's just, like, I'm going to clean. Like, something, like, meaningless. Like, it's, like, just something that's, like, I'm going to clean and listen to music, or do something that's, like, kind of takes you out of it, but really just kind of focus on something that's fun. So maybe not cleaning. But, you know what I mean. But, yeah, so basically, like I said, just kind of incorporate more self-love. And so remember to really take care of yourself and really just kind of do fun things. But that's really, like I said, that's really what I get for your guys' pile. So I hope this helps. Like I said, focus on you and love yourself. So, because everything is fine. I think you need to hear that everything is okay. You just gotta make sure that you are okay. But I will give you an overshot picture of your pile. And thank you guys, and until next time, and remember to take care of yourself. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your pile. If you chose Bubbles, this is going to be your reading. And already what I'm feeling with this is, like, I feel like this is, like, there's a need to be lighthearted, and a need to just kind of have, to be silly is kind of what I'm feeling with this already. But we're gonna get to your cards and see what all we have in detail for health-wise, but I feel like I said, I'm feeling silliness with this. Like, there's a need for silliness, so maybe you've been too serious recently, so we'll see. Let's find out. I believe for your pile, I remember, yes, you have two Kawaii Tarot cards, so you have 4 tarot cards for this pile. So we have, oh, excuse me. So we have, this is this, pile number 1 also had the 8 of Swords reversed, so interesting, in a different deck set. So yeah, so you have the 8 of Swords reversed with the complete tarot, and then your Hawaii cards you have, the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Oh boy. Oh boy. And then we also have the Knight of Wands reversed. Oh my, yeah, I see the bubbles. Like I said, the knee, oh honey. Oh honey. We have the 3 of Swords upright. Oh, yep. Oh, this just got a lot heavier. Like I said, we're going to look at all the cards, and then I'm going to tell you basically what I'm seeing for what's going to benefit you for your best health. And what I'm seeing so far I'm actually, like, this is a mix of emotional and also physical health is what I'm being told as well. But let's look at the rest of your cards. We also have Syphilis, which is the Angel of Dust. So we have here, my camera has a hard time focusing on these. The Angel of Dust. I'll read this as soon as we see all the rest of the cards. Another oracle card you have is Journey. And then your tea leaf fortune card you have is Grasshopper. Situation in the balance that requires careful handling. Yep. Grasshopper. Yep. So situations in the balance that requires careful handling. Alright, so Syphilis, Angel of Dust. So what we have here, we drag olive carts towards the walls of villages, counting the flies among our beast. Slaves ignore beggars shaking tins, worrying their scars. Someone lowers crosses on the hill. Angel of Dust. There has been a situation. Hold up. Let me look at this real quick. I'm being told fresh air is what I'm being told. Maybe you've been quarantined for too long. Or maybe, like, I feel like I'm being told walking will be really beneficial for you. Like I said, there's both, for your spread particularly, there's both a need for emotional and physical health is what's being addressed here. A little bit mental, but I feel more emotional. So we have that, and we also have some physical health too as well. But I'm really being told, like I said, physical exercise, but just something small. Like, you don't have to be like, I'm gonna jog every day, and I'm gonna set this huge schedule. Don't do that. Actually, specifically, don't do that. No, I'm being told that it would be very beneficial if, like, maybe incorporating, like, yoga or breathing exercise. Whew, yeah, because the second it just so went. That took, like, all my air out of me. So, just, like, breathing exercises, like, breathing in, holding for 2 seconds, breathe out. Like, really doing those to just kind of center yourself. That will also help you mentally and emotionally as well. But then also just doing maybe some yoga early in the morning when you wake up, or right before bed, or just taking like a nice, like a walk, just something that's real easy, that is still physical. But yeah, like really, like, I mean, jumping jacks, if that is, but like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like extremely physical, like where you have to like sweat and I'm dying. So just like casual things like that. Like I said, just yoga, breathing exercises, walking. That's what I've been told will help will also help the situation. So keep that in mind. Okay. Tarot cards. Now we're diving into why I'm saying this. Like I said, but there is also a need for silliness. Like I said, there's something to be lighthearted and to do light exercise. Don't do anything strenuous that's going to hurt you more than help you. I'm being told that too. But what I'm seeing here, so with the 8 of Swords in reverse and the 3 of Swords upright, basically there's been a situation. There's been, for some of you, you guys are dealing with grief, in a sense of, like, mourning. I feel like some of you have either lost a loved one recently, or you have a loved one that is going through some health issues at the moment. For some of you, or for one of you, there's a particular message that's being said there. But for the rest of you, this is really having to deal with either there's been, like, a heartbreak of some kind, either for you yourself, like, I feel like for a lot of you, this might, or not a lot, some of you, take what resonates. But for some of you, this is just kind of like a feeling of, like, something has happened, and it is kind of, especially with the Wheel of Fortune reverse, this is something, like, it's kind of puts you off balance in a way that maybe you just lost your job, or maybe a very long-standing, committed relationship, whether romantic, family, or friendship, whichever, has crumbled, like, or it has, broken off completely. I feel like there has definitely been, like I said, a loss somewhere in there, or if that hasn't happened, it's just like a general, that feeling of just let down and heartbreak and mourning. And it's really put you in a place, especially with the Knight of Wands reverse, like it's like kind of like it's hard to get up in the mornings, kind of like hard to get out of bed, kind of hard to do things, is what I'm being told. Like, you want to, the Eight of Swords reverse, like, you want to get out of this energy, and you want to, be able to get out of bed and do these things, but it's just, like, it's hard. Anytime you try to do any kind of task, it's just difficult, and that's why I'm being told fresh air. Like, I think it's really important. Like I said, yoga's really nice and will really benefit, like, just kind of mentally, maybe putting on, like, some, like, classical music, instrumental music, very low-key music while you, do some yoga or meditating or breathing exercises. But like I said, just getting out. Like, I feel like you need to just kind of get out of the house, especially with the grasshopper. I'm really just seeing, like, just the grass that's back behind there, that's behind the grasshopper, just like the nature that's there. I feel like you really just need to go outside. That's really what I'm being told. Go outside. Safely, please, with, like I said, with quarantine. Like, don't go into any, like, busy buildings or places like that. Like, really just take a walk to the park and then come back. And just kind of just do that, just kind of routinely, to try to help the situation, because you really just need, like, sun. You need the sun. But, like I said, with this, it's kind of, this is something that's really, that's really talking about just needing to take time to recharge. Like, this is something that you don't want to rush, and it's something that, like I said, it's something that's going to take a while, what the situation is. And it's really going to take, even though I see that there's, like, a want to kind of, maybe with, like, the light, for some of you with lightheartedness, it's like, maybe it's like you're trying to put on this front of, like, oh, things are fine, trying to put on this front of, like, no, I'm good, no, it's cool, joke. But you're really not feeling this. Like, you're really still feeling stuck. You want to feel unstuck, but you're still feeling stuck. But in order to, you can't rush this. Like, whatever's happened in this situation, this can't be rushed. This is something that is going to take some time. I know you don't want to hear that, but it is going to take some time, but it doesn't have to feel, like I said, you need to take some time for yourself. Like, you really just need to really just be just mindful with yourself. Just really take care of yourself and really just be patient with yourself. Especially the grasshopper, situations in balance that require careful handling. The situation that needs careful handling is you. Like, you need to take a lot of care in just your health, and just making sure that, you're eating, full meals, and that you're eating, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're eating, every meal, and drinking a lot of water. Like, really just making sure that your physical health isn't declining because of the situation that has shaken you emotionally. So really, like I said, just really take a lot of care. It's going to take a while, but, like I said, with the journey card, I get two things with this. One, it's going to take a bit, but also two, like I said, just getting out and just kind of walking. And if you are able to, and just really just, even to, like, connecting, like, I feel like this is a connection to, like, connecting with, with friends and loved ones that are there for you in the situation, but really just, do what for some of you, reach out to people for sure, if you feel inclined to, but really, just take some time for just yourself as well, because I feel like with what's going on specifically with this, that other people are kind of like, even if they mean well, I feel like the way you're, just with what you're feeling, that you're just kind of upset with just other people is kind of just like, it's just noise to you at the moment. So really, that's what I'm saying. Just really focus on just getting out and just having some alone time, but relaxing, doing what you can to relax. Like I said, take a bubble bath. Maybe that's another thing. There's another thing that just popped in my head. Take a bubble bath, do some yoga, breathing exercises, make sure you're eating, take some walks, do this, things like that. Just take those little things, because right now with what's going on, you really just need that, one, to help for a routine, for having a nice routine going, but also like I said, kind of take you out of the situation, because if you just stay indoors and stay, in bed, even too, don't force yourself by any means, but, do what you can to just kind of get up, get around, get moving, because it'll help basically clear the cobwebs that are kind of just stacking up in your head and in your heart space. So yeah, but like I said, I really hope with what's going on, just know that you are loved and that you are safe. And if you're not safe, please reach out. Please reach out to your loved ones and let them know that you need help. When you do need help, that is very important. And I hope the situation gets better for you very, very soon. But pile number 2, I almost said 3, pile number 2, that is your reading. I hope this helps. Remember to take care of yourselves, and until next time. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose washboard, my very terrible drawing of a washboard, this is your reading. What I get with this, excuse me, what I get with this, you have a lot of, I feel like, I haven't seen the cards yet, but when I was shuffling for this pile and with washboard, like, I'm really seeing, like, just like anxious energy. There's like a lot of anxiety that I felt with this pile, and I'm feeling again now as I'm tapping into this energy. There's like a lot of energy that's just scattered everywhere. So I have a feeling this is going to be a mental and maybe potentially spiritual focused pile. I almost said deck, but pile. But we'll jump into it and we'll see. But yeah, with washboard, I get a lot of just anxious energy of just back and forth, just like washing these clothes, but just like anxiously shaking, I'm just really getting a lot of anxiety. But let's look at your cards. Woo! Like, I can't even, it's like so much, like, I'm so all over the place, and I'm like I'm really having a hard time focusing. Like, that's how all over the place your energy is. And maybe that's been part of the problem. Maybe there's just been a lot of things going on. But I talk fast already, but this energy is making me talk faster, and I'm like, whoa, and I'm really trying to reel it back. So let's look at these cards. For the first card we have Temperance in reverse. Balancing issue. Yes. I sense this. Ooh, 4 of Wands reverse. Which is also like a kind of, like I said, a balanced card that's also in reverse. Not about balance, but just with the pictation. We have the King of Swords, also reverse. Which, yeah, that, like I said, more more all over the place mentality and energy, because usually the King of Swords is very stable. But let's look into everything. We'll do the Angel Oracle card last. Self is your Oracle card, is Self. Very self-focused. Like I said, this is a very high anxiety card. We also have Club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. So we have Club. We'll talk about that and what I get into it from this, but that's what it says. That's what it reads. And then we have Rahab, the Angel of the Deep. Rahab. It's hard for the camera to focus on these, but we have Angel of the Deep. Whew. Back of this card says, please never completed through mournfuls of brine, sails snapping free and departing like wraiths, jars of grain opening on their way to the dark offerings. This is a lot of, yeah, please never completed through mournful, like sails snapping free, like just like the words of these is kind of like snapping is picking up, please is picking up, on their way to the dark, not the deep, just offer, like it's just like, this is a very, like I feel like it's not just like when I feel with this card, like with this, with the Angel of the Deep, instead of like, oh, like the slow sinking into the deep energy, like I feel like you're like thrashing through this water and really just having like a hard time just staying above water. And this is a very self-focused card. Like I feel like this is really self-focused card. Obviously this is, but I'm feeling this very self-focused pile what I'm getting from this is definitely very strongly mental health is very important here with this, is what I'm really getting here. But let me look at all these real quick. I feel like there's a situation, like, I feel like for some of you there's a situation with the club energy. Like, for some of you, I feel like you're just feeling pressure. You're just feeling stress from other people. Like, I feel like other people are kind of like just like putting like their problems and like their agendas and stuff just on top of you, and maybe it's really affecting you in a way that either some of you are feeling like you're responsible for somebody else, or maybe at work you feel like the tasks at work are piling up and you're having just a lot of responsibilities, or maybe it's a combination of like needing to take care of family, needing to, do all this work for my job, don't have time for myself, my love life is getting, is having a weird, like, it's just like, it just feels like everything is kind of out of balance. And when I get the sense with this card with the club, it makes you feel like people are against you. Maybe some people are. Take what resonates. So if some people are, you're aware of them, and you're aware of the people that are basically causing a lot of stress and anxiety, that every time that you have an interaction with them, that it's bad. If that resonates, you know who this person is. If that doesn't resonate with you, it's just the fact that just all of these tasks in general, just all these people that are around you, just makes it feel like you're alone. It makes it feel like you don't have anybody that is like in your corner to help you with what's going on in your life. And really what's going on is really just, like I said, it's like the stress. You're just way too stressed out with what's happening. Like with whatever's going on in your life, it's really taking a toll on your health because you're so stressed. It's like your anxiety just like has quickly elevated, and has elevated to a point where it just feels like things are out of control. So I would really take some time, like I said, for some of you, just one, do what you can to, like, we're going to get into what I feel with this, but just as a disclaimer, something that I feel like is really important is for some of you to just go, this is something that, you should see, like, if you haven't already, I would advise to talk to a physician or to your doctor about your anxiety stresses, because I feel like they would really be able to help you in this sense, like, because it's so elevated. And maybe for some of you, like I said, like, I just feel like this is something that you really should talk to your doctor about, to help not negate, but like to help balance this energy and this anxiety that you're feeling. But like I said, so take that. If you're already seeing a doctor for this, that's wonderful. If you're not, I advise that you do, just because I think that would be very beneficial. But what you can do for the day-to-day to also help you with this, oh goodness, like I said, this whole energy, like, it's all over the place, and I'm really sorry that you are feeling this, like that this is going on for you. I'm feeling like, but here's what's gonna, it's ironic because this is a double-edged sword that I'm going to tell you. Because right now you're feeling like people are against you, and that you're just by yourself and that you're alone. And with the Four of Wands, what I'm being advised, what I'm being told is that specifically friendship, but like I said, this could be, anything. This could also be family, this can also be romance, but really just reaching out and reconnecting with people. Like, I think there needs to be a lot of honesty with the people that you trust. Mind you, I'm not saying go tell your business to everybody. Just like, with the people, and definitely don't force yourself to say something to somebody that you feel uncomfortable around. But this is really saying that you really need to really think about and go, okay, wait a minute, who do I trust the most in my life? And you need to reach out to them. You need to reach out to them and just go, hey, I've just been very stressed out, I've had a lot of anxiety, I've been having trouble sleeping, whatever it may be, and just kind of, because they'll listen. That's the thing. Like, you need to reach out to, your friend circle, your partner, your family, your loved ones, and really just tell them what's going on, because they'll really be able to help you, because because right now you're feeling like people are all against you, and it's like, I really get the mentality of like, it's all against me, like it's everybody against me, and that's not true. Like I said, if there is one person in particular that you're having a problem with, then you know who this person is, and you need to reach out to the other, to your loved ones about this person, and tell them, hey, this is going on, or hey, this person is doing this, or hey, this person said this to me, and it's really upsetting me. And just really talk it out, because I feel like they will really be able to help just give you like a third perspective, another perspective on the situation, and also really give you support, because even though the Four of Wands is in reverse, like it's still a beautiful card. Like this, I really still get like a good feeling from this card, and you'll get, you'll feel that harmony, you'll feel that, you'll feel the love, you'll feel that balance being restored if you reach out to, loved ones that you do trust with the situation, because it will really help open up your mind and kind of like see, especially too, like how I drew this card, like all like the shining of like the self, but really like this is like the mind opening up. You're like, oh, and it's kind of like it'll give you a new perspective and a new way of looking at your situation and going, okay, like I'm still stressed, I'm still having anxiety, but I know this person, or these people, that they care about me and that they're here for me. And that's going to be so big in like helping balance you, because there's a lot of imbalance that's going on here. A lot, like with Temperance, like I said, a lot of imbalance. And then with the King of Swords, this is very, like, it's a very cold energy, but very off balance energy. This is something that's very like I said, like it's everybody against me. Like it's a very, just like not seeing things clearly. But like I said, it's very important with what I'm being told here. Like I said, this is a very mentally focused group, and I'm really being told that you really need to reach out to loved ones that you trust and just really tell them what's going on, because they will be able to help you. Or they'll be able to ease some of your stress, because especially too, for a lot of you, I think there's just been misunderstandings, and then once you're able to open up and talk about it, you'll be like, okay, wait a minute, they're not out to get me, or this person isn't out to hurt me, or I thought this of a situation, but now I've talked to them and I've realized that that's not what's going on, and things like that. Like I feel like that's really important. But also, like I said at the beginning, if you haven't already seen a doctor about your anxiety, I feel like you should. I feel like it will be very, very beneficial if you do. And this is coming from somebody who's also on anxiety medication, so FYI, fun fact. But yes, but group number 3, that is your pile. I'm really sorry for, like I said, this is for all the health things. That means there's a lot of stress and a lot of things that are going on. But just know that you're not alone, that we are all, everybody goes through rough patches of just shit going on. But like I said, I hope this is your reading, and I hope it helps. I will give you an overview shot so you can see that you can see your cards. Whew, still talking a lot, still talking fast. I'm gonna tell you what I told pile number 2, is really what I think will also help you, is doing breathing exercises. Just really, like, just before we end this, just go ahead and just take a deep breath in. Hold it. Hold it. Breath out. And then just throughout the day, just do those breathing exercises. Just really just breathe in and like count to 5, hold in for 2 or 3 seconds, and then breathe out for 7 or breathe out for 8. Like just do that. Just whenever you catch yourself, just do those breathing exercises to help ground yourself and help balance yourself while this is going on, because you really need to focus on what is stressing you out. What is stressing you out, really look at it and talk about it to your loved ones. But yes, anyway, pile number 3, I hope this helps, and I love you guys. Remember to take care of yourselves, and until next time. Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. If you chose gloves, this terribly quickly drawn gloves, then this is your reading. With gloves, what I get a sense is like something like a sense of like needing to just really I think just like a change is needed. Like I feel like this is something that's really just needing to, like a deep cleaning, like something that really just needs to just completely be revamped. And also too, in another sense too, of really just needing to protect yourself in a way, just low key, of just like, putting on gloves of like, I'm needing to protect myself in some fashion, or put a barrier between me and another person for some fashion. But let's look at the cards. So we have tarot first, you have 2 complete card tarot. Like I said, some of you guys got extra cards. You actually have 2, you also have 2 tea leaf oracle cards, but we'll get to that. But you have the Emperor. Ooh, yep. Boundaries, like I was thinking, okay. You also have the 6 of Wands. Oh, very nice, very nice. Okay. This is very good energy. You have the Page of Pentacles reverse. Okay, I kind of am feeling and seeing things that are going on here. The Fool reversed. Okay. And then we have, for your one of your oracle cards you have is Celebration, which is kind of like really fits with the 6 of Wands energy that we got going on here, but we have Celebration for your oracle card. Okay. Well, this is beautiful. Then we have 2, oh, okay, interesting. We have 2 animals for your tea leaf oracle cards. We have Bear, which is danger, especially in money matters, so that's a specific message for some of you. And then we also have Bull, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. This is really, like, all of these are saying the same message. We will get into it. But you have, for your Angel Oracle card, we have another emanation. So we have Binna, emanation of knowledge. There's 2 of these, and this is the one that we got. So we have emanation of knowledge. The back of this says the left eye of Evan Soph, which is what's represented. You can see you can kind of see Evan Soph's little depiction of like the different, it almost focused, the different quadrants anyway. Though a candle flame may light another, it does not diminish its own. I'll read it again. Though a candle flame may light another, it does not diminish its own. That's an interest. Huh, okay. That's a really interesting message considering what's going on. Okay, I'll come to this card. Okay. This is now, I see what's going on. I was like, that one card kind of, I see, that was the one that brought everything together. Okay, so what I'm seeing with this, I'm really getting this is having to do with emotional health, right off the bat. This is emotional health. There is also some physical aspects in here, so there's some physical health in here as well with what you can do but yours is actually, yours is pretty lighthearted in comparison to some of the other piles that I've done today. But there is a need for there's emotional health things that are going on, but there's also some physical stuff too. There is a little bit of stress, particularly in like the upper back, like the shoulders, the neck area, this whole, like some tension that's up here. There is some physical stress that is here. So I'm just being told just like stretch, maybe do some stretches, or just be very mindful of like, if you feel yourself tensing, relax. Anytime you feel yourself tensing up, go ahead and relax and just kind of just like roll your shoulders out, roll your arms out, and just do what you can to just release this upper body tension that you've got going on, with the bull energy. Overall, I'm trying to figure out where to start with this, because with this, yours is a very particular thing. It's not just one card over the other. We will talk about what I was talking about with the gloves, and this is also showcased with the Emperor and the Page of Pentacles and the Fool reverse, both of those 2 cards being in reverse. We're going to talk about this. So, gloves. Like I was saying, there's a need for like an extreme change. Like you're like there's a situation that you're like, this just needs complete revamping. And like I said, protecting yourself. Like you're really like wanting like a barrier between you and, basically if you're cleaning, the germs, essentially. So like the problems of what's going on. So you're really trying to, there's definitely a want for the self, of the really just feeling like you want to be in your own power. And I feel like this is a very strange situation. Okay, this is a very specific message. I'm gonna talk this out, but I just want you to note beforehand that this is very specific what I'm about to say. So if this doesn't resonate, this might not be your pile. But if this doesn't resonate, still stick around to the end because I will say some general things. But this is a very specific message. So if this doesn't resonate, maybe go back and pick another pile because this is very clear. This is talking about a person. This is talking about another person specifically. It might also be talking about, this could be work. as well. So take what resonates, but just know that there is an energy. So this could be a work energy, but I feel like this is particularly a person that's going on. And I feel like there is a situation for you that there is a person who is basically like either and this is like I said with the bear and the bull. The bull is you, mind you. Do not back down. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. This is you. I don't, like I said, take what resonates, but I feel like there's like a situation. I'm gonna say these two things. With bull, this is you, and with the bear, this is them. Danger, especially in money matters. Like, I feel like there is, whether or not they actually are, could be debate, but I feel like they could be. I feel like actually for this situation, I feel like they could be, not necessarily meaning to, but I feel like they are taking from you in some way. Could be financially. There is somebody that's with you. This could be your partner, this could be family. This could be a friend. There's just somebody that's just kind of taking advantage of, like, kindness that you've been given out. Like, you're just, like, you kind of, like, have offered them something one time, and then they're like, okay, cool, but then, like, they kept asking, and you kept offering, and it's kind of made it unbalanced, and so now you're, like, very, very, and, like, let's say, I don't want to say stressed, but very, like, quick. Like, the second this person says anything to you, or comes to you, in any way, even if they don't ask you the same thing, you're just expecting them to ask for your, for just something that you're not willing to give, for asking for too much. You're just ready for that. And so every time you're around this person, you're just tense. You're just like uptight and you're just like, okay, and just ready for there to be a fight in some way. But I feel like you're not fighting with this person. Like, at least I feel like you're being very avoidant with this person. I feel like you're just have put all walls up. Like, I don't think you're like getting into full arguments and all these different things. Like, I feel like you're just like, nope, and putting walls up and are backing away from the situation. You might even be ghosting this person in some ways, and just really wanting to just get away and just deal with you and just focus on yourself. And what I'm being told, like I said, this is not necessarily a bad thing to do. What I'm saying, this is very specific. With the Page of Pentacles reverse and the Fool card reverse, this is you being very boldly putting your foot down and going, nope, and I don't want to offer this person anything, I don't want to start anything, I don't want them to ask me anything else, I just want to just do for me, and I don't want to deal with them, I don't want to deal with this energy, like, you're just full, like, I'm done. This is where I'm like, this isn't necessarily bad, take what resonates. For some of you, you could be overreacting, which is, everybody does that, it's, you know, sorry if that's a little bit triggering, but for some of you, you could be, you could be right in the situation. Like I said, this is very focusing on boundaries, and that's really what I'm saying, is that you need to ask yourself, this is a very emotional kind of health, because even though it's just kind of making some imbalances, like, with yourself. It's not necessarily, like, being a detriment to your health, but it is causing you to be, like, quick to judge, quick to either, like, anger or frustration or stress, tension. Like, it's like putting like a physical toll on you, and also, like I said, emotionally kind of putting a bit of a toll on you, just because it's like making you harder than you need to be. Like, you really need to embody this, like I said, the celebration, Six of Wands energy. Like, this is very, and then the Emperor energy, we'll talk about this. This is a very positive Emperor energy, but there's a warning with this of being too strict, of being too harsh. You definitely want to be in your power, and this is, like I said, definitely definitely want to be in your power, in your own space, knowing yourself, but just be mindful of not being too harsh, is what I'm being told. Like, this is something that you really need to focus on and ask yourself, what are my boundaries? Excuse me. What are my boundaries? What am I willing to give, and what am I not willing to give? And I think that just needs to be reestablished with this person, is what I'm being told. Like I said, I don't think, if they are, take what resonates, but I don't think I think with this person, they don't necessarily mean to take as much as they are. Like, I really feel like it just wasn't clear at the beginning, or there just wasn't fully communicated, and then it just over time is built up in the situation, and now you just want to full cut them off. That might still be the correct response, that might still be the correct answer, but I feel like you did this without communicating it. I feel like you just suddenly, like, ghosted this person, or just walked away from them, or just said nope, and then, like, said something real short, and then haven't really fully discussed with them. I feel like you just need to take a moment to just, like I said, relax. There's, like, a lot of, like, tension of, like, I need to, whoa, whoa. Like, take a breather. Like, I really feel like this is, like I said, physical. Like, this is, like, there's a lot of tension and stress that's just, like, building up that you need to come back down. Like, you really need to find ways of just, like I said, maybe, like, you know, just, like, anything, really. Like, just relaxing and watching your favorite movie, or taking a bath, or, you know, having, like, Epsom salts and all that good stuff. Like, you know, just doing what you can to just relax. Like, anytime this person's name is mentioned, or you get, like, a notification on your phone of, like, a missed call, or a social media text message, or whatever, you know, when you start feeling that stress, take a breather, and just, you don't have to respond right away, but also be mindful of the avoidance. Because I feel like this is an issue of avoidance, which is going to be building up, and this is just a warning to not have this build up. Just be very communicative. Like, I feel like this is something that really needs to just be talked about. And once you establish clear boundaries with this person, I feel like they'll come to an understanding, and it'll help the situation. Like I said, this is very specific. This is very specific. Also being told that it will be very beneficial for your health, for your emotional health, is to, like I said, you do want to be in this, like, celebrating yourself and loving yourself and, like, being, you know, vibing. Like, I feel like you're just vibing, which is really good. You want to keep that energy up. You're just full vibing with the Six of Wands and the celebration. And you do want to keep that up. And I feel like there's, like, a small worry that this person is going to topple that balance. And I don't necessarily, and, like, it is also that person, but I feel like it's your perception too of the person and what's going on and not communicating that's also putting this out of balance. Like, I feel like if you just talk about it with them and say what's going on and just be very clear, like, if you do need to cut them off, tell them why, explain why, and, you know, explain what's going on and how this has affected you. I feel like this will definitely make this bear back down. You know, this bear will go, okay, you know. And if they don't, then you kind of already know, but this definitely still needs to be said and communicated, not just to them, but also to yourself. Because, like I said, I feel like maybe you've been giving too much, or maybe just been opening too much of yourself up to this person, and you know, you just need to be very clear with yourself of going, you know, what is okay for me to share, what's okay for me to do, and what is going to, in the end, hurt me. And I feel like that, just so that you can stay in that wonderful, beautiful Six of Wands energy and just, like, really vibing, because I know that that's something that you're very clear of, like, I really want to vibe. But the reason, too, that I say that I don't feel like this person is actually bad is with the emanation of knowledge. You know, this is, you know, though the candle flame may light another, it doesn't diminish its own. Even though, like, this person's going on, what's going on with this person in itself can't affect you. Like, it's not going to diminish your light. Like, I feel like you're like, oh, nope, you know, this person's bad, so I've got time to go away. Like, just rebalance it. Like, just rebalance the situation. They're not going to take, you know, you get to say and how much they take from you. And then once you realize that, you know, there's not a need for stress. You're allowed to say no and tell them why. And if you want to say yes, then know why you're saying yes. Like, don't just say yes blindly. If you want to give to this person, ask yourself, can I give this? Or can I accept this? And if the answer is yes, then okay, then do that. But like I said, this is very specific. So this is really, like I said, boundaries. Boundaries. That's really what I'm being told for this situation. It'll help your overall health of just this whole outlook. It'll keep you in that vibing state as long as you just, and it'll stop you from being, you know, being too harsh, but it'll keep you in your power. It'll keep you in your personal power in that very up, very positive energy. So like I said, just ask yourself, what are my boundaries? Where are my boundaries? Where do we stand? And then go from there and communicate that, and you'll be good to go. But yeah, so pile number 4, that is your reading. I hope this helps. I will give you an overlook of all of your cards. Remember to take care of yourselves, and until next time. Hello, pile number 5. Welcome to your reading. If you chose labor, this is your reading. With this, obviously, I feel like we're going to be talking about physical health. However, I think there's some spiritual health too with this. We'll get into this. Like, there's an energy that comes with this that's very strict. Like, I feel like there's a very strict, like, maybe this, you know, mental, like, I feel like there's, like, a mental, like, mantra, I guess, or something. Just, like, I feel like everything you do is in a very precise, stern way. So let's see what's going on here. Or maybe there's a need for this, but we'll see. We'll see when we look at the cards. So, tarot cards first. We have the Three of Swords reverse. Ooh, interesting. We have the Three of Swords reverse. We have the King of Pentacles reverse. Ooh. Okay. We have the Tower reverse. Ooh. Okay. And then your oracle cards, we've got stability. Yeah, like I said, there's a very strictness that is needed here, and I think is desired here. You have 2 tea leaf cards. We have... Oh, I did see this one before. Oh, that's so interesting. It's funny because this one popped out of the deck when I was shuffling. And it's interesting that you have the Tower reversed here with your tarot cards, because you also have the Tower, which is solid foundations, success with effort. The Tower. With the Tea Leaf Oracle. And then you also have Dagger. Fear, worries, tense situations. With the Dagger card. Okay. And then with the... Oh, wow. Okay. And then also, too, we have Dat. Actually. Dat. Which is the emptiness. It's just, interesting, because, I'm still seeing and learning all of these Angel Lyrium cards. This is actually not showcased to being a part of Evan's... Well, this is a part of Evan's Soul, so it's a really interesting part, though. It's the very middle of him. The core, one of the core pieces of him, and it's the emptiness. And I will read the back of this. Dat is the blessed container. Dat is relief and flexible, the grateful barrier of burdens. This is a call for the need of relief, I feel like. The need for flexibility. Because I feel like I feel like you're asking for relief. I feel like you're in a situation that's very tense and very one-sided here of this is a very strict situation, and you're asking for relief and for flexibility with life. Please, throw me a bone. Okay, but I'll continue to read this. Evan Sof fills the world with so much light. It opens the eyes of creation and widens the mouth of existence. The many faces of Dat turn and turn in that light, catching the overflow within the crown of the mind. Dat holds the Severit, as some words might carry many meanings. I'll read it again. This is the description of and that was considered the description of the emptiness. So I'll read this again. Dat is the blessed container. Dat is relief and flexible, the grateful barrier of burdens. Evan Self fills the world with so much light. It opens the eyes of creation and widens the mouth of existence. The many faces of Dat turn and turn in that light, catching the overflow within the crown of the mind. Dat holds the Seravat, as some words might carry many meanings. So this is a neat... I feel like with what I'm feeling with the emptiness here, is basically, like I said, turning in that light, and you can kind of see it in this. And it's no matter which way you turn, everything is going through you, passing through you. Nothing is stable right now. And I feel like there's a call for stability here with this. So too, there's a call for strictness. There's a call for strength here with this, with the labor. There's a need for strength, a need for stability. Because right now, everything feels like it's just the light that's passing through you, and everything's just going through you. In one in and out the other. There's just nothing is staying. Nothing is staying stable. Nothing is staying grounded. Okay, so let me look at all this and tell you what I'm seeing with this. There is, oddly enough, there is some physical health that's being said here, but it's not in the sense of, oddly enough with the labor card, it's oddly in the sense of not in just go work out, or just go, lift weights, or just go, planks and stuff. That's always beneficial for everybody, but that's not what's being said here. With labor, with the what's going to help your mental health and emotional health is the physical task of doing things, of doing responsibilities specifically, is what I'm being told here. I feel like there's a lot of work that needs to be done with whatever has become off balance. I do feel like this does have to deal with finances. It might not be, take what resonates, but I feel like there's a situation that you are, like, I feel like you're fighting against this change. There's a change that has happened here that you are fighting against it in some way, with the Tower card in reverse and with the King of Pentacles reverse. I'll talk about the Three of Swords in a minute, but okay, a lot of things. Like I said, with the Tower reverse and the King of Pentacles reverse, I feel like this has to do with finances in some way. That there's a situation that has either been off balance, or like maybe like there's been a job loss that's happened here, or just things have been tight with money recently, or even if it's not finances, this does have to deal with stability. Like, this does have to do with maybe, there's been, maybe for some reason you had to change home locations, maybe you had to move suddenly or abruptly, maybe, a partnership, maybe you're taking a break with somebody. It could be break up. With the Three of Swords, it's reversed here. This could be a situation that there was a connection that you had, either family or your partner, friend. There's some kind of situation that has affected your physical surroundings. So this is like, I'm saying, like, this is someone basically that you were living with. For some of you, for a lot of you, this is what I'm feeling like. This is a specific message. but if it's not, like, for some of you, like, it's something like, a breakup or a break where it's like, yeah, I'm having to stay with my parents, or I'm having to, or she or he or they are having to stay with their parents. Or, there's a situation of like, oh, my job is now taking me, I'm getting transferred and now we have to, like, uproot everything. Like, there's something of that nature that's going on, or for a lot of you. And so that's what I'm saying, like, physical tasks. Like, there's, like, a need for, like, having to do this, having to do this, having to do this. And it's, like, it's one of those things that's, like, what's gonna help the most with that is, like, actually just going through and doing it. Like, I feel like a lot of the stress is thinking about it. A lot of the stress has to do with thinking about all the ways that this is changing, like all the ways that this is throwing everything off balance, and just resisting this with the Tower card, like resisting all these changes that are going on, that's causing, because like I feel like, and with the emptiness and the fear and the worries and like there's like a lot of stress here, but it's actually like I feel like with the situation, with what's going on, and with the Three of Swords reverse, like I don't feel like. There was a pile that I did deal with today, that I did talk about today, that did have to deal with heartbreak and breakups. I don't feel like this is necessarily the situation. Like, I feel like this is something that's like a temporary situation. Like, I feel like this is like a temporary, like if this is a person, this is like a temporary distance issue, or a temporary like break situation that I don't feel like is like the complete end-all of end-all. Like, I feel like this is just, like, a rough patch of, like, life that's going on right now, and that you're really feeling that. And, like, it's, like, this is especially, too, with how this Three of Swords, in comparison to the other Three of Swords I dealt with today, and what this looks like. See how this sword is cutting the onion in half, essentially? Like, I feel like there's just a barrier that's been put up, a temporary barrier that's kind of just, like, has just severed the situation a little bit, that's kind of made you feel empty and off balance, and feeling like nothing is grounding itself, nothing's feeling stable. There's, like, a grounding issue that's happening here, and there's, like, a separation in that sense, but I don't feel like, with it being reversed, I don't feel like it's permanent. Especially, too, with the solid, like, especially with this tower, because it's weird, because you have... Basically what this is saying is, like, you're resisting this, but this is happening anyway. Like, just know that this is, like, what's going to help you is to not resist the situation. Like, what's changing? Don't resist this. You want to embrace the situation, because the Tower card here says solid foundations, which is what you're lacking right now, and success with effort. Like, I feel like there's a lot of just kind of being too stressed out, and kind of like maybe possibly for some of you avoiding doing some things and like putting some things off, because it's just like there's so much. It's like you need to really make a list, or like, like you set like a day, like, schedule it in your phone, make a schedule of like, okay, today I have to do this, tomorrow I have to do this. Like, I feel like doing that will help create some structure, which is what is needed here. And like, this is like a routine thing that needs to be sorted out. Like, I feel like your daily routine right now is in a lot of chaos, or is just not stable. Like, I feel like every day it's like, I don't know what's going to happen today. I woke up this morning and I have no idea what's going to go on. Like, it's because there's so much stuff happening, not necessarily because of just, oh, fuck it, but just because there's just a lot. And so I feel like with this, there's a real big need, and so too, with 10 situations, and the fears and worries also adds up to that, and because things are so out of balance in the day-to-day, it's making the entire situation even more stressful, because not only is the whole of it, the situation itself, out of balance, but your daily routine is out of balance, so that's making you upset as well. So I'm really feeling like I feel like scheduling is really what's going to help you here, and really just putting through of like just a task of like, this is what's going to happen, this is what I'm going to do. Even if it's something like, this is going to sound silly, but like, I feel like you're in a situation that needs to be like, at 1 o'clock I'm making dinner. Like, I know that seems like, like in your head, like you're just like, as soon as it hits 1 o'clock, I'm going in the kitchen and lunch, like as soon as like, you do you, fam. But like, 1 o'clock hits, you're like, I'm gonna make dinner, and then you get up and you go and do that thing, or you're like, at 9:30, I'm gonna wake up, at 9:30, I'm going to take a shower, I'm going to get ready, get dressed. Even if you're not going anywhere, you're going to set and make the intention of, I'm going to do this at this time. Like, I feel like just doing that in your physical, surroundings and that area and that routine will help you just kind of ground yourself and find that stability even in small ways. And just kind of like, slowly over time. Like I said, it doesn't have to be like super huge. I feel like there are some things that are being avoided right now that you do need to do. Like big tasks of like, like I need to pack, or I need to job hunt, or I need to, like, whatever the situation is, whatever it may be, I need to call this person, I need to work this out with somebody, these different guidelines, these different things that, I have to get done, that's dealing with them. You really need to set, what day am I going to do that? What time am I going to do that? Like, I really feel like that would help you in the long run versus just like, I just really need to pack at some point. You're like, I need to do this thing, but, not setting the intention and goal of actually packing, as a for a metaphor. Some of you that might actually be the case, but as like an overall, that's what I'm using for imagery and for understanding of just like, if you go Tuesday, tomorrow, whatever day it is, next day, I'm going to pack from this time to this time, and just really just focus on, in that time slot, that you've made for yourself to pack. And then also to set time for yourself, I feel like is also very important, because like the King of Pentacles reverse, we're dealing with a situation where you're feeling out of balance, you're feeling unstable, and feeling just kind of all over the place. And so really just being like, and that way too, because if you set time, like if you schedule everything out in a sense, or like even like little things, and like start putting those intentions and start doing those small tasks and then work up to the bigger tasks, it'll also make it to where whenever you're taking time for yourself, that you don't feel guilty, that happens to a lot of us, to some, to me, if you're like me, sometimes if you take time for yourself, you're like, oh, and you have things to do, you're like, oh shit, you can't even enjoy your time to yourself because you're too busy thinking about all the things you need to be doing. So that would help you too, whenever you're like, okay, from like 3 to 5, or 3, right before, 3 until 6 o'clock when I make dinner, I'm going to do whatever is good and beneficial to me. I'm going to watch a movie. I'm going to be on my computer. I'm going to play video games. I'm going to paint. I'm going to draw. I'm going to, do whatever your downtime activity is, then you're like, okay. And then that way, during that time, it's specifically allotted for you to take time off. If you're working, put in a vacation day. If you're, at your job being like, I need to take, even if it's one day, even if it's just one day, be like, okay, I need to request this one day off, and just then have that focus for it to just be for you. But like I said, this is a really big scheduling is the issue here, which will help your overall health, because with this, and just know too, that this is going to take a lot of effort. It is going to be hard. It is going to feel like, that's why I said it's really important to get your day-to-day under wraps, because this is going to be a situation that's going to take a lot of your energy. So it's very important to really just micromanage all of that, which I know sucks, but it really will if you just, like I said, 1 o'clock, I'm just going to make dinner. Or lunch. Why do I keep saying dinner at lunchtime? I don't know. Whatever it is for you. Like at this time, even if it's something small like that, like I'm going to get ready for the day, even if I'm not going anywhere. Just doing things like that will help you mentally feel more stable. And then too, just know, like I said, with what I'm feeling with the situation, it's not the end all of end all. You're making it harder by resisting this change, but I really feel like this is just a temporary break. Like, you need to heal from this. Like, this is getting out of the situation. And to get out of, this whole uproar, this whole thing that's going on, is just really just taking time for yourself as well, and taking time for the responsibilities you have. There needs to be a balance of both, of like taking responsibilities, but not taking so many that your mental health is declining, or being avoidant and then letting these responsibilities slide. Like, I think there needs to be a big balance here that's going on. And then overall, that will definitely help strengthen you, and you'll feel better. But there's just, like I said, strictness. There's a strictness that is needed here with the situation because of just what it is. But, yes, that is what I see for you guys, though, for pile number 5. So I hope this helps. I will give you an overview of your reading. And just remember to take care of yourself. And until next time.